Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at noon.
We are following breaking news for you this Thursday afternoon. All of the bank robbery hostages in Florida have now been released unharmed after things took quite the scary turn there this morning. Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kyle Bosch. It all happened in Jacksonville, Florida, when police say a man tried to rob a Community First credit union there. 11 people were inside that bank around 9 a.m. and were held for about 2 hours. They were finally released after hostage negotiators talked the suspect into giving up. Police are confirming that no shots were fired in that incident. Well, new for you at noon, heartbreak in Los Angeles. A 5-year-old boy has died after a car crashed into his family's apartment. Police say the child was sleeping on the couch with his parents when the car barreled through a wall around midnight. All 3 were pinned under the vehicle. The 24-year-old woman, who was arrested for DUI, claims that another driver had cut her off, which caused her to swerve into the building. We're getting a new look at some video just released of a shootout between police and a suspect in Tacoma, Washington overnight, during which the man involved killed a police officer. Cops say that it all started with a domestic disturbance call. A SWAT team was able to rescue 2 children who were inside that home and being used as human shields. Police eventually shot and killed the suspect. Well, we are following a developing story out of the Northern Valley. A 29-year-old man is in jail for an armed robbery at the All True Hospital parking lot in Grand Forks. Police say Derek Longy walked up to an employee at the hospital's parking lot around midnight, pulled out a knife, and demanded the victim's wallet. Officers arrested Longy after a search of the area. He's now facing robbery charges. And a West Fargo teenager is being treated for serious injuries after she was hit by a car near West Fargo High School. It happened just before midnight at 9th Street and 7th Avenue East. 18-year-old Carol Ekman was taken to a Fargo hospital. The driver of the car was not hurt. Police say that alcohol and foul play are not suspected, but they are still investigating the cause of that crash. Well, for the most part, the snow has stopped flying, but we're still hoping to see a little sunshine. Let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green, who has a check of our first forecast and a look at some of those major snow reports from western North Dakota.
Yeah, heavy snow. We had numerous reports of 20 inches or more from that region. Here are some of the places that checked in with those numbers. Hanover had the highest amount so far at 26, and Bismarck just a little over 2 feet of snow for you. Minot 20 inches, and in Carrington, right here in our own viewing area, we ended up with 8 inches of snow there on the edge of the heavy snow band. So we are still seeing some flakes that have been flying around a little bit this morning and now this afternoon. That will continue, often on chances for a little bit of light snow. Again, this is pretty light stuff, but it could at times reduce your visibility a little bit as you're driving through it. And in addition to that, maybe cause a couple of slick spots on those roadways, especially where we're below freezing over by Devil's Lake and Jamestown as well. Fargo's at 33, Grand Forks 31. This afternoon, not much change in temperature. We're looking at some 30s out there. So I will let you know if we've got any changes coming up in the forecast. I know we're all wondering where the sun is, and we'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. About 2,000 veterans are planning to come to North Dakota to take part in the Dakota Access Pipeline protest near Mandan. But some local veterans are telling them to stay home. The Veterans Stand for Standing Rock group is planning to form a human shield to protect protesters. And they've asked veterans from around our area to be part of it. But the North Dakota Veterans Coordinating Council says they won't be, and they're asking other vets to stay away as well. The North Dakota group says it's not taking a side on the pipeline issue, but is upset with what they consider illegal and unbecoming conduct that's going on at the site.
If they do come, they will be respectful. If not, we want it understood. These are not North Dakota veterans, and they do not represent the veterans of North Dakota. And we are encouraging all of our people not to go out there.
Now, the Standing for Standing Rock group is planning to arrive at the protest site on Sunday. That's one day before protesters are supposed to be off Corps of Engineer property. Well, investigators are waiting for a positive ID and official cause of death for a person whose body was found inside a Fargo apartment on fire. The fire started around noon yesterday. Heavy smoke was spotted coming out of the building on the 800 block of 18th Street North. Firefighters discovered the body as they were putting out the flames in a second floor unit. Now, the body has been taken to Grand Forks for an autopsy. So far, the victim has not been identified. Carrier has announced it will keep roughly 1,000 jobs in the state of Indiana after President-elect Donald Trump negotiated a deal with the CEO. It's the first big win for the soon-to-be president, and he's going to celebrate it by visiting Indianapolis today. Kenneth Craig has the details on the deal.
President-elect Donald Trump delivered on one of his campaign promises to save manufacturing jobs at this Carrier plant in Indianapolis.
As someone who is not even yet president of the United States is able to negotiate something that was a major issue in the campaign.
Fortune magazine is reporting the president-elect personally called Greg Hayes, the CEO of Carrier's parent company, United Technologies, and promised corporate tax rate reductions that would far exceed the $65 million the company would have saved through outsourcing.
It starts with an attitude, okay, of this administration, this president, this vice president-elect, okay, is going to have open communications with business leaders.
Mr. Trump's deal with Carrier also covers headquarters and engineering staff, and the company says it'll make new investments in the facility here.
Just last week, we was just sitting down like, what are we going to do next year? So.
Erica Ferguson's husband has worked at the plant for 15 years. She believes Mr. Trump's deal will help him make it to retirement in a couple of years.
I didn't vote for him, but hey, I do support whatever he's doing right now because it's helping me and my family.
United Technologies gets 10% of its revenue from federal contracts. The company hasn't said if those contracts played a role in its decision to keep the jobs in America. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Indianapolis.
Now, North Dakota U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp says that she is planning to meet with President-elect Donald Trump tomorrow afternoon. She says that she is hoping to work with the president-elect to help best support the state of North Dakota. And we've got some new information for you about a story that we first told you about last week. Moorhead police are releasing new documents about an incident on a Moorhead school bus. According to the police report, the trouble all started at Horizon Middle School, where a girl was on the bus who wasn't supposed to be. She was eventually taken off with the help of the assistant principal and a school resource officer. Then, 3 kids who had assigned seats on the bus refused to take them. That's when the kids and the bus driver got into a heated exchange. The driver eventually pulled over and kicked the kids off the bus and told them to walk home. The bus driver has since been fired but will not face charges. Prosecutors say that conditions outside were not life-threatening. A Fargo grocery store owner convicted of food stamp fraud will have to pay back hundreds of thousands of dollars. Police say 51-year-old Zidane Ali ran the operation out of his grocery store, Noor Al Huda, from March 2011 to March of 2013. Instead of people buying food, Ali would trade their food stamp debit cards for cash. He'll have to pay back more than $360,000. He was also sentenced to 60 days house arrest and 200 hours of community service. Well, it is one of the biggest holiday events in the Fargo-Moorhead area, and the Concordia Christmas concert is coming up this weekend. This is the scene from last night's big dress rehearsal for the 90th annual concert, which has more than 400 students involved. The performances are tomorrow at 7, Saturday at 2 and 7, and Sunday at 2, all at the Memorial Auditorium. Tickets are still available. You can buy them at the box office or online. Just go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on the hot button for more information.